In this video, we investigate patch 1.38. There are new cars, including race cars like this Group 4 machine. And look at this, it's finally here. It's the weather radar, but is it right? Hello everyone, and welcome to a Gran Turismo patch day! And we're going to start off with what we normally do, which is go and buy the new cars. Now, if you're not subscribed already, please do subscribe. I do this every time we have a patch. Now, we're already in Brand Central, we've gone to America, and we're going to Garage RCR. And what does this have in store for us? Well, we have a Civic, and you can see it right there. Completely reminds me of Fast and Furious. 300,000 credits this costs. It's got a lot of aero parts on it, and you can remove them, I believe. Thank you to TCR Sonic for mentioning that in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, do check it out below in the description. Only one colour though. Let's have a good old listen to what it sounds like. I mean, it sounds pretty good. It looks insane as well as a car. I really do like the looks of this car. But we're also going to go and try out something new that we haven't done before, which is go and try it out on the circuit straight away. The idea behind this little segment was that you get to listen to it as I drive. Somebody recommended this last time. I can't remember who it was, but thank you for this recommendation. So sometimes cars sound different to what they do in the garage. We're also going to do a bit of a brake test here. How well are the brakes? Because this car has a lot of power and not a lot of stopping power. I will say that as we come into here. As you can see, it struggle. An interesting car to drive. Definitely struggles with that power, but hey, a new fun car to drive if you're into these. Definitely good for those ones that do street lobbies and things like that. We head to Asia Pacific then, where we're going to be looking at Honda. Yes, we're looking at another Honda technically here. And what are we looking for then? So we're going into the showroom, and there we have it right there. The 2022 car, the Honda Civic Type R FL5. And you can see that there. I'm not a fan of its design, if I'm brutally honest, in terms of that. We have 5 colours to choose from there. Crystal Black Pearl, Racing Blue Pearl, and Flame Red, which is the only one we're going to go to. Let's have a listen to how this car actually sounds. Now, I think this car sounds pretty awful. It sounds like one of those digital sounds that play into the speakers of those new cars. And it is a new car, so maybe that's what they've chosen. Let's see if it sounds the same right on circuit. How to annoy Tidge 101. Put a beep every time you need to change gear on the bumper camera. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Oh, that beep is so annoying. It made me laugh at first, but honestly, so annoying. I wish there was a mod where you could remove that. Again, it's in the actual road car, but there should be a way to disable that. Heading towards turn 1 then. Let's have a look at what it's like on the brakes. Going into here. It's not too bad initially, but then it just struggles at the very end. Very good handling car, this, I will say, going around Laguna Seca. It really did handle itself very well indeed. For 50k, not too bad. You definitely have some fun races if you can cope with the beep. Now, the final new car is also in the Asia Pacific region. It's in Mazda. It's in the showroom there. We can see new. And as we're going to head along then, where is this new car? We keep going along, and there it is, baby. It's a Group 4 car. We've finally got something added to Group 3 or Group 4. But for those who can see on that right-hand side, it's an FF car. I'm not too sure about adding another FF car into a category which really does struggle in Group 4. Hey, it is what it is. You have 2 liveries to choose from there, the white and that blue that exists there, and it's 350k to the standard price for Group 4. Let's have a listen to how it sounds. Sounds alright, to be fair, in the grand scheme of it. A Mazda 3 at the end of the day, not a Ferrari or anything like that. Looks okay as well in terms of a Group 4 car. It really does have the nice looks. But yeah, an interesting one to choose an FF car. I'm not sure I agree with it in terms of that category really needs to come out of Group 4, but it is what it is. Now, one thing I noticed when I took this out is the bop doesn't change for it. So it's stock values or it's bop values, which is very interesting. Let's have a listen to how it sounds on the circuit. Sounds right, to be fair. You can hear that turbo as well, which is always nice to hear, you know, the extra sounds. In terms of this car, though, the handling, it definitely feels like an FF car. Not too bad, though. We're going to go into a full lap for this one just to show you what this car's like as we head down towards turn 1. Usual braking point here is around there, and it does stop very nicely indeed, but it does struggle a little bit with that front end. We are on racing hard tyres, though, which is what the car comes with, but is it too much in terms of the front end? I think it's actually better than some of the other FF cars, which doesn't surprise me. I know there's a preference towards the Japanese manufacturers, and Mazda is a partner as well, so this car should be better than the other FF cars, and that's what I expect. So Chelsea, if you're using FF cars, maybe try this one out next time. As we go into this left-hander then, I did have to like short shift in some areas just to stop that understeer, but the car felt like it had enough power as we head up to this kink. It did struggle up at the kink, so I suspect that high-speed corners are going to struggle a little bit for this car. You see, I have to lift off again there. Maybe I'm asking too much of the car through the kink there, but I feel like mid to high speed, when you're getting towards that area, it's really going to start to struggle, this car. Earlier on in the speeds, lower speeds, it seems fine there. The corkscrew, absolutely fine. A bit of wheel spin, but that's what you expect as the car lifts up. We're through here. Again, not too shabby. You can see I'm having to just wait a bit more on the power and be patient with this car. As I get used to it, potentially, it will get quicker and quicker and quicker in terms of how I can drive it and get used to the car as we come into the final corner. With the left-hander then, we're going to notice that I had to lift off the power because the front instantly wanted to spin the wheels and head straight. We're head towards the line then. I think this is a 129 on the full tank of fuel. Just give you a bit of reference there. Right, we're going to jump to out of the cars then, and we're going to jump to this. There is a weather radar, folks. So we loaded the lobby, and there we have a weather radar. But I'm going to be a bit critical here. Yes, it's great we've got this. But at the top it says minus 60 minutes, minus 30 minutes, and current time. Now that says to me that's the weather from the past, not going forward. And you can see that time advancing. Now, is that right? Am I reading that way? Right? The right way? I'm not too sure. I'm really not sure. And I was looking at it, I was like, that doesn't really make sense. So what I did is I just jumped in just to have a look. And you can see the tail end there of that rain. And that actually matches up with the weather radar that we can see there. And that all makes absolute perfect sense in my books. You can see they're very, very much identical. So that's matching like for like. The problem is it just telling us what's happened in the last 60 minutes to the current time? Because that's what it looks like. Looks like that's what it's doing. Or is it telling us this is 60 minutes in the future, and then this is how it goes to, or this is what it goes to now? Definitely more testing needed for that. I'd like to hope that they have done it the right way, and that it's a forecast, not what's been. But hey, we'll have a look. They've called it weather radar, not forecast. Maybe there's a reason for that. But in fact, I did jump into the race. I waited 10 minutes and ended up on a grid like this, which is kind of funny, really. But it does give us a chance to check out the weather there. I was going to do a like for like and see after 15 minutes, but yeah, I wasn't going to race on my own for 5 laps. So it is what it is. Definitely more testing needs to be done there on that weather radar to see, actually, is it a forecast or is it a past history of what the weather's been like? If it's a history, it's not really working how people wanted. Other additions to this patch into Gran Turismo 7. We have 2 new extra menus, which we're going to right now. And let's scroll all the way down to find these. Lots of extra menus on there now. I still need to fill them out myself, to be honest with you. But as we head all the way down to the bottom, we have this Porsche supercars. Arguably a bit of hypercars in there, to be honest with you, with the Carrera GT and the 918 Spider. I don't know much about the 959. I apologize if you're saying that's a hypercar. It is what it is. Not into my classic cars, but you get a roulette ticket there for the engine, which you can see. And the other one is the GR, which is obviously Toyota's racing division. So you've got the Yaris, the Corolla, which was recently added, and then you've got the hybrid there that we can see of the hypercar in terms of the Group 1 series, or Le Mans, should I say. We've also got some engine swaps that I've added there for you. So if you are into engine swapping, you have it right there. They're the cars that you can have a look at in terms of engine swapping. In addition to that, there are some new scapes if you're interested in the scapes. And they also changed some price on legendary cars. Also, they say, but I couldn't really see that much difference. The £20 million cars, or 20 million credit cars, are still 20 million. And it looked like a few of the others hadn't really changed that much in pricing. Maybe I've just not been that well aware. Like that TLK, it was 6.5 before, I believe. Could be wrong, but just a bit of info there for you if you are trying to collect them all. A bit like Pokemon. But, folks, that is it for this video. If you did like this patch summary, do give it a like. Subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content. There are also some new races that you can rate against AI, of course. They're always adding them. But that is going to be it for me, folks. 2 videos to check out there, and I hope to see you in another video. I'll live stream again very soon.